It is 6:30 PM on April 28th, 2025. I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Old Saybrook Police Commission to order. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call present are all commissioners, Alfred Wilcox Chair, Joe Lover Francesco Secretary, Mark Soliano, Jessica Kaye, Carl Van Dossel, Renee Shippey, our Vice Chair, and Jackie Prest. First order of business is comments from the public. There is no one in the live audience. If there's anyone in the online audience wishing to comment, please raise your hand virtually.
Hand raised. John.
Is that Eric? Are you? Anyone else with a hand raised?
There are no other hands raised.
All right. Item 3, correspondence. I have nothing that I haven't already circulated. Does any other commissioner have any correspondence?
No, nothing.
Item 4, Jill, this is yours.
Yes, this is mine. This is the discussion and possible action to revise and approve the meeting minutes for March 6th at that special meeting. At the last regular meeting on March 24th, the commission adopted the special meeting minutes of March 6th. I happened to notice a couple of weeks ago an error, it was my error, in those previously adopted minutes that I wanted to correct tonight and approve at this regular meeting. On these March 6th minutes, the motion in agenda item 3 pertains to going into executive session for the purpose of interviewing candidates. I made that motion, but missing from the motion in the minutes is the second by Commissioner Collier. I reviewed the recording of the March 6th meeting to determine that, yes, indeed, the motion had been seconded, but the written minutes did not reflect it. It's necessary for us to revise and adopt these corrected minutes. So,
I make a motion that the minutes be corrected as indicated.
Second.
okay.
Yep.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Jen is going to modify and repost these on the Police Commission website, indicating revised minutes at the top. And putting an asterisk that says Commissioner Collier seconded the motion on these previously approved minutes. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Jill. No, thank you.
Okay, item 5, we have lots of them. Meeting minutes for March 24, 2025. I'll write a motion to
So
approve
moved.
as submitted.
So moved.
For a second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Unanimous. Meeting minutes for the special meeting of March 31, 2025. I invite a motion.
So moved.
Any discussion? Any corrections?
So I do have, I don't know if it's March 31st. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it. It was the one where we hired a SRO. And it says that I was
Please
not,
find it and then we can deal with it.
Well, wait a minute.
I just can't, I don't know if it was March. There's so many. Okay, let's just move on. Yep, so moved.
All right, all in favor of the March 31, 2025 special meeting minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Unanimous. April 7, 2025 special meeting. I invite a motion to approve as submitted.
So moved.
Is there a second? Commissioner
Mhm.
Reyes? Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Unanimous. The special meeting minutes of April 10, 2025. I invite a motion to approve and submitted.
So moved.
Is there a second? I'll second. Any discussion? Oh. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Unanimous. April 15, 2025 special meeting. I invite a motion to approve as submitted.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second,
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Unanimous. Item 6 on our agenda. Acting Chief Wolf, this is your debut.
It's my turn already.
Welcome.
Can't hide anymore.
Well, thank you. Obviously you have the budget numbers in front of you. Have Jen prepared in our packets. If you have any questions, I can try to answer them, or with Jen's help, we can certainly answer them.
I didn't have any questions. We already have it.
I've asked her quite a few the last 2.5 weeks, which has been very helpful in answering them for me. So everything looks to be on track for the end of the year. We don't see any major surprises coming up. We've asked the staff to catch out their vacation time to plan that ahead, so we know who's going to be catching out vacation time versus taking it. So we're hoping to have those numbers in this payroll and next payroll to help with that.
No, I had no questions on the budget.
Yeah, my only question was going, and I don't know if you can answer it or not at this point, but our search for the new police chief, the search fees, the search consultant fees, do you know where those would come out of on this budget?
I
think it's an off budget, isn't it?
It could be, I mean, something's covered.
I think that's a question
Yeah.
to ask Paul for.
Yeah. I can put on my list. I was gonna update you on a meeting with Mr. Fortuna weekly as well. Just through the transition
Okay,
process.
just,
like that.
just to kind of figure out where it's going to come from. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Off budgets,
Say again?
off budget accounts? Any surprises? Anything?
No, so yeah, no surprises in there.
Does anyone have any questions about those?
They don't feel really good.
We can finally read.
You can see by the activity report, if we can move to activity, it's been quite busy. It is that season of transitioning from winter to spring and summer, so we're starting to see more activity, certainly on weekends with traffic. People coming down to their summer houses that have been vacant all winter and discovering.
And this is after 3 weeks, April 23. So it seems to be in a line with the past.
Correct, there haven't been really any outliers, so.
So I actually am gonna rewind. I'm on the DARE fund.
Sure.
I have not seen a PTA deposit, so have they not made their annual?
They usually
No,
provide that at the graduation, I think.
well, but it's been. I see their last one was what? 2000 or 23. I know, this is a lot, but I don't think that they've made their. So do we have to reach out to them and like make sure they're okay with them, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, we can certainly do that. Like I said, when I
Okay.
was involved with
Okay.
their program, it was usually at the graduation that they would present the check to
Okay.
the department. I know I've been working with SRO Resco to finalize the time to hold his little. ceremony.
Right, no, yeah, but, yeah. Got it.
I know obviously the police union deposit as well, so it's usually the same time.
Gotta check some
I'll get on
things.
that, yeah.
Make sure we're,
I
okay,
have a
good.
quick question. Has you seen any new golf cart registrations since the new fee has increased? Has anybody started with your registration as of yet?
Yeah,
Is it too early
The
or?
process is ongoing, so.
Yeah.
We sent out the mailer earlier in the year and
Yeah.
people are starting to
Any
come in and
feedback?
pick them up.
That it increased?
There's been no issues with the
Oh, good.
increase, yeah, we didn't hear anything.
Okay, Thank you.
If anything, it streamlined it. I think people got confused before,
Okay.
the whole 15
Oh,
and then
okay.
20.
20.
Yeah, so this was just simple. It's 25
Okay.
or the 45 for the mandate.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
That's awesome. Good job, Jill. Thank you.
Well, this is Renee mostly.
Oh, Renee, good job.
Renee's been saying it for years.
Oh, Renee, good job, Renee. Love you.
I know we
I
look
need
at,
that on the back.
when you look at the motor vehicle activity, I know there was,
Yes.
complaints that came in about Main Street crosswalks, Main Street speeding, and the activity's been great across the board for the last 2 weeks, so, Commissioner Calley sent me something, I said, I already beat you to the punch, I had sent
Yeah,
an
no, he's,
email that morning
he's
to
on
staff
it.
to, follow up
He's
on
on
those
it.
issues, so.
I've noticed increased presence.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Even in the
increased.
evening hours as well, which is nice.
Well, but even according to the report, the report's numbers,
Yeah.
the March numbers were the highest in the last 18 months, I think.
Yeah.
Every morning when I go to the gym at 6 o'clock, they go on Main Street.
100%. Even when I visited you guys this morning for the forum and I did town hall and there was, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes.
Any other questions? Anything else on the executive reports?
Yeah, just go over some personal matters. Officers Fox and Rankin recently graduated from the police academy, so they're about, day 15, I think, on FTO. They're both progressing very nicely. It's a nice treat for the FTO, because both of these gentlemen are born in Old Saybrook, so they know the roads better than their FTOs probably. So that learning curve is gone, so it's much easier for they know where they're going already, they're not trying to look on a map, so
Yeah.
hopefully their transitions will, progress right along to 400 hours and we'll be, quick on the road, this summer. Mr. Barrett's gonna start, on his, got his own May 1st, so he's done a 3-week FTO. Again, he's been a cop for 3 years, so it was just more about learning how Old Saybrook handles matters, how we do things, our radio codes, our system. So we'll be ready to go May 1st. We're gonna continue with the dispatcher hiring process, so we have one dispatcher who will be going out on maternity leave this summer. We have one vacancy, so we want to make sure that we have adequate staffing over the summer. A testing phase occurred in September, October, so we have those names already. So we've reached out to see who's still interested, and we're gonna be doing some interviews this week, hopefully, to try and start that process. And then SRO Popovich is in the school as well, so he's on his own and meeting with principals. We're talking about graduation already, planning that. So
Yeah.
he dived right in. He's a wealth of knowledge, so he's gonna be a great fit there.
It's fantastic.
I want you to know that we are going to touch upon the torch run at the end, so
Okay.
just don't even, I mean, you can right now, and yes, but,
It's on
okay,
my list as well.
I know.
I'm gonna move on to professional development a little bit. The state of Connecticut has a new purple alert, similar to an amber alert or a silver alert for missing persons. So purple alert is for persons with an intellectual disability. So 4 police officers, 2 dispatchers went up to training this week at the police academy. That's gonna be sent out to the staff in the coming weeks, so we can start adjusting to that. And with that, there's a program called Bring Me Back Home. We're gonna be promoting that on Facebook, and that's a program where families themselves go online and register, maybe a person with dementia or an autistic child who might wander. So this would be a way for them to upload a picture, upload demographics, upload emergency contact information, and then we can search that database when we have a report of somebody missing or when we find somebody missing. So currently, there's only one family in Old Saybrook that's using that program. So we'd like to get it out there and promote it. We're gonna go to Youth and Family, the estuary, and
Okay.
make sure we get it out.
But so the purple alert for, again, tell me.
So that would be, so if we have a missing person and the missing person has an intellectual disability or some
Okay.
sort of impairment, we
Got
can
it.
request the
Got
state
it.
police issue a purple alert,
Got it.
which would, ramp it up a little bit.
100%,
through the
yes.
media.
Is there something else too that if somebody had a bit of a disability and their registration and insurance card is in like a different color?
There's a blue autism.
Oh, is that what it is?
envelope
Okay, I
that
remember
people are
quickly
getting,
seeing a
But
snapshot of that.
autism and like, mental, like, being, I'm thinking more like, where you can't remember things, like that's two different things, right?
It is, yeah, it is. So this specific program is for,
First, someone who
Drivers
is
that-
actually driving,
Yeah.
and if they get pulled over, they have this. I don't know, you could probably, I only saw the.
But is it
cut.
It just
only for
deletes.
autism or is it for everything?
that one is specifically for autism.
Yeah.
It just alerts the police to know, you're dealing with somebody who's gonna
Right.
be challenged in answering questions a little bit. There was just a great article or great newscast with the state trooper that handled
Right,
the
I saw that.
autism.
Yeah.
Fairly similar to that, so that way you know.
Amazing.
Um,
So how many officers attended that training by chance?
there's 4 police officers, myself, Lieutenant Millardo, and then 2 detectives went up.
Oh,
And then
okay.
2 of the dispatchers went
Oh,
up.
nice, okay.
So this week we have 7 or 8 officers going to the DEP for their safe boating class. It's just a 1-day class. We mandate that all our officers have that because obviously at any time they can be put on the police boat for any emergency call. Obviously, we're gonna start training this spring to get those guys acclimated on our own police boat. We have a lot of new bodies, so we're gonna go down and show them how to get the vessel ready for patrol while they're waiting for an operator to arrive, where all the safety equipment is. Just make sure everybody's ready for the boating season. So it'll be here.
I assume Officer Rankin is getting trained.
He will be, so we're gonna get him through his FTO process first.
Well,
You know,
but also, do we have the same number of Marine Patrol coming back, like the volunteer ones, or no?
we don't have any volunteers, so we have civilian operators.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
We do the same number coming back
They're-
and
they're
we're looking to add a
paid.
few more.
Okay, okay. So all the same are coming back.
Someday when I retire.
As far as I know, they're all coming back.
Okay, thank you.
And then obviously, Lieutenant Millardo and I went down to Virginia to the Southern Police Institute for the Personnel Development Assessment Liability course. It was a unique course. It was about 48 officers ranging in department size from 4 to 6,000. So you really got a broad spectrum of how different agencies handle discipline, promotions, liability issues. So this is some neat topics, some new stuff that we don't deal with here. Being down south, it was a little bit different, how they handle things. A lot of those are not right to work states. So, the new sheriff gets elected, he can just change the deputies, that week. So it's a little bit different. They don't quite have the collective bargaining that, that we have here. So, but it was a good class. Good timing for, Lieutenant Millardo and I to take that. And then we have some more planned out this summer for ourselves.
I assume it made you appreciate your environment here.
Very, very much, yes. It very much it does. They all work 12-hour shifts, 4 days on, 4 days off, just very, very different. And very rural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice to collaborate though.
Oh, absolutely.
Hear
Yeah.
different.
Absolutely, yes. And,
Because you never know when you're gonna run into something,
correct.
And it
right?
makes a difference, the ones that have unions and the ones that don't have, especially down south.
Especially down south.
When you meet somebody that's got a union from down south, it's amazing the difference that, with the people right next door.
Correct. So that was a great class. Like I said, we're looking forward to the other ones we have coming this summer. That's all I have. I can give you an update on what my couple of weeks has been like, if you'd like. And
Oh, yeah.
what I've done. So,
God, yes.
one of the first things I did is I reached out to State's Attorney Gaylor up at Middlesex Court and went up there and spoke with him and the inspectors just to, formalize the transition process. I've also met with all the school administrators, the superintendent of the schools, the principals, just to let them know we're gonna carry on with our practices. Nothing is drastically changing, because Chief Spear is no longer here. They know that they have the support of the department through graduation, through all the school years. We've done a couple of the security drills that we have to do at the school, so I've done those last week with the staff. Met with Grossman Chevy just about the fleet, so we know that we're up to snuff and, maintaining the cars properly and get an understanding of, the issues that we're facing with those and, how we can maybe reduce, some of the issues that we've been having. Still going to meet with Heather McNeil from Youth and Family Services. We've communicated, but we haven't met yet. And then same with Scott Martinson from Public Health, just to make sure that we're on board there. And then, like I said, I'm meeting with Carl Fortuna on Thursdays, just to go over some issues. Obviously, IT support is going to be a major undertaking this summer. Trying to fill Mike Gardner's role. So I met with Mike Gardner for an hour and a half about different ways to manage it and, the best practices and his recommendations. He's really built that system and it's really been the only one that's worked on it for 17 years, so,
So I don't remember that being announced.
It wasn't.
Okay,
I'm sorry, okay.
okay. No,
That's
no.
it.
No,
So
no.
Mike Gardner, is also retiring from OSPD.
Yes, well, and OSPS, like the public schools,
No.
right?
No.
No, he's gonna stay on for that.
Yeah, so he's still gonna be an asset, I
Okay.
believe, so, you know, he
Okay.
does not want to be on call 24/7. You know, any
Okay.
longer essentially, so, you know, I don't think he's gonna abandon us and just, you know, hand me a piece of paper with a password on it on Friday afternoon. You know, I think we'll still be able to reach out to him. We do have a vendor coming, Wednesday, to meet with him to look at our systems and give us a quote, you know, through Carl, Fortuna's urging, so.
So my own question, I know I'm taking over, but like I'm listening to you, for the school safety, when we do the safety drills, you do them in August. Usually, right, right before the school opens, are
Well, so
you,
that's when we train our officers and we do our practice.
so are we
training.
gonna do that, that's all set up?
We're gonna,
like,
yep, we're gonna
Okay.
continue to be a police department and, you know,
And
try to
you are-
improve what we do.
You're-
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
we're not gonna,
Yeah.
we're not gonna stop doing things that we should be doing for sure.
Okay. Thank you,
Absolutely.
okay, deal.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes.
Is there any update on the payroll system? And-
Yes, so last Monday, which was my first payroll, the human resources consultant, Janet from Town Hall and Wendy from the finance department were all there present as we did it essentially. They had never seen payroll be done. I had never done payroll, so it was a great time to
Oh, nice.
learn about it together. The HR consultant did want to change a few things, but we do anticipate still moving to a software-based schedule and finance system, so we didn't think changing the system for a couple of months would make any sense, so, you know, basically, all our overtime is done on individual pieces of paper, so we'll have a stack like this for the week. She wanted it to be, you know, 1 page per officer, but there's a lot more oversight when it's, you know, if somebody stays for 4 hours today, they go to that sergeant and say, this is what I just did, and the sergeant signs it versus just, you know, a list that, you know, they turn in once a week, so. Hopefully, once we go digital, it's, you know, platform based, it'll be a little bit easier, a little less cumbersome.
So it'll be more completely streamlined and all computerized.
That's our goal, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Great. And they would be able to, or everyone would be able to access it via their cell phones.
Correct, yeah, so there's lots of options, you know, even right now, we just have a employee data calendar, it's called, that is, you know, manually controlled and maintained, that shows our vacation time, our sick time. So hopefully this computer system would have the app that would allow you to manage it on your.
On your own and
Yeah.
integrate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who's doing payroll now?
Myself,
And I have questions. How many vacancies do we have for dispatchers?
so we have one full-time position that's vacant,
Okay,
and then we do have that one dispatcher that was placed on,
Maternity?
no, not maternity, so it's suspended.
Oh,
administrative.
Yeah, administratively, that we're still doing.
Is a maternity dispatcher or officer?
Dispatch.
Okay, yes.
And when is that person returning after leave?
Hopefully January, so she's not out yet.
No, I
it's
mean a
coming.
dispatcher that's on leave,
2
administrative.
guys to be determined.
That's to be determined.
Oh, okay.
So we're not in the position where we're replacing him right now.
We
No.
can talk about that, like, at a,
We'll be
right?
talking about
Okay,
that situation in
Okay,
executive
my
session.
next question,
Thank you.
Phil Coco's retiring.
Delco was also retired, yeah.
Okay, Mike Gardner's retiring. James Simpson was made a detective.
Yes.
Okay, have you had to seek any advice from the former chief or have any, like from any other chiefs? Carl had made a promise to us that the other chiefs had reached out in the area and said they would help you if you needed it. Has
Yeah,
anybody-
so that's on my list, like I wanted to stay local in town as well, and then I'm gonna expand to Clinton chief, Madison chief. I have spoken with the East Line interim chief as well, he's in the same position I am.
oh
Yeah.
my God.
We were at the academy at the same time.
Okay.
He's from Old Saybrook, so I've known him for quite some time.
So have you had to reach out to former chiefs here?
There's been communications, so the transition was a little, wasn't really well thought. It was a little abrupt, it wasn't really well thought out, you know, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that needed to be worked out and some kinks that we're still trying to figure out in terms of email communication and who's getting what and when and how.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that, because anything that you need to share with us, like in the, even if it's just with child or whoever, you share that, like it's, we're literally here. for you.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We're literally
Thank
here for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's, you know, offered their help. I've taken it where it's been needed and I've reached out to Pat McHale several times.
Okay.
you know, town's attorney about an FOI issue, about the, administrative leave issue. Mr. Fortuna's, you know, been
Okay.
readily available as well.
He promised that he would be and that you'd have help, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
hold him to it.
We are literally, like, I will stop by every morning. You want me to go to the police department?
We all have the same goal, right? So we all want the
Yeah,
department to,
100%, yes.
be ready for the new chief to come in and, you know, be functioning, I mean, smoother than it is today.
A smoothly running machine.
That's right, yeah.
Okay,
That's
thank
all my
you.
questions.
That's all my questions.
Okay.
Deal.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Item 7, I invite a motion to enter into an executive session to discuss a personnel matter. So move. Is there a
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? With us for the executive session will be acting chief Walsh. We're up to item 8 on our agenda, comments from the public. There's no one in the live audience. Is there anyone in the virtual audience who'd like to raise your hand and comment? Larry?
No hands are raised.
Okay. Comments from the acting chief?
Thank you, yeah, I think it's been, a decent start for the first 2.5 weeks. Something new every day, which is exciting, so that was always the fun part about being a patrol officer, you never knew what your day was gonna bring, and, this is much the same way, just on a different level, obviously a much more, important level at times, so, Mr. Fortuna's been great. The resources of the town and, you know, Attorney McHale and especially Jen, everybody's been a great help. The staff, I think, is very supportive of my role as well. So I met with the leadership team, Friday, the whole department today, kind of discussed the difficulty in the transitions that we've been having. And just explained to everybody how we came, where we came and what the process is for the new police chief. I was able to hand out some of the lower hanging fruit roles that I used to do. I used to oversee like the law enforcement torch run. And I know you guys are going to support that this year where Patrol Officer Solano, who took that, has jumped on and ran with it. And she's doing the Adopt a Mile. And she has 9 or 10 businesses in town. They're going to, you know, support Special Olympics. And we'll have posters up that day in June when it comes.
Yes, so the town of Old Saybrook and the police commission have decided to support that. We are very excited to support that. Sorry to interrupt, but
No.
I just wanted to make it clear.
I think it's great. So, you know, so there's good things happening. Like I said, we're gonna, you know, continue to function as a police department and, you know, if we identify something that needs to be fixed, we're gonna do that. Obviously, we just recently achieved, you know, the tier 3 accreditation. So there's lots of proofs that we have to formulate, meaning, steps that have to be set in place to make sure that we're documenting the proper things at the proper time. And we're just gonna make sure that is all done, working with Lieutenant Warren to make sure those, steps are in place this summer.
Well, I'm grateful for the effort. We're all grateful for the effort you're putting in.
Thank
this.
you.
Yes,
Thank you.
very
When
appreciated.
the tip copy is when and where.
I don't yet.
Okay.
Okay, comments from commissioners. Any commissioner? Mark, Jill,
I'm all set, thank you.
Jessica?
So I did ask about the typical, the information is coming in soon. Hopefully we'll be able to, but Renee, she's gonna contact you, okay? Okay.
Carl?
I don't have.
Renee?
No.
Jackie?
I have a question. Well, it's not really a question. It's a, perhaps maybe a suggestion. You are the face of the department, of the community. I think that role that you're in now, needs to kind of separate yourself, by way of a uniform. I personally would like to see you in a white shirt with a name tag that says acting chief. It doesn't say that?
No, they're on the way.
Oh.
It takes a while to get.
I couldn't speak if it said lieutenant. That's just my only suggestion. I think when you're out and about, if people wanted to approach you, they now have a face to a name and they could really understand who you are and address you accordingly.
I think that's a great idea.
I've had several people ask me when I have been out and about when I'm meeting them. different people in town that I spoke to. Other people come up and consider you, the acting chief
Yeah.
now, things like that. So people, I think, recognize, they see somebody different in town and,
Right.
a big SUV, so.
Is there anything that we can do, like as a town or the police commission to help like move that forward, or is this? Like, what is the year?
It's interesting time.
Okay.
I haven't changed
Okay.
my shirt. I wasn't intending to do that, but.
Okay,
I think it would be nice.
There are name tags and stuff that have been ordered.
okay.
It just takes a while, so.
We're in the very infant stage of our search,
Yeah.
so, you do have some months ahead of you, and I think it's necessary.
And certainly helpful.
Yes, thank you.
Definitely.
Okay, instead of adjourning, what we're going to do is go into recess. And during the recess, we'll have a meeting of the search committee. So that if we are successful in that meeting, we may be able to come back into the regular meeting and have a vote. Otherwise, we'll come back into the regular meeting and adjourn. So if that's,
Is
So
everybody,
we'd come out, we have to amend the agenda.
yeah, we would amend the
vote.
agenda at that point. It's a regular meeting, you can do that. If the commission were so inclined to do that.
yeah, it would have to be a supermajority vote. But the police commission is out of recess. At this point, I invite a motion to amend the agenda to add discussion and possible action on a job recruitment announcement.
So
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Unanimous. The search committee has recommended edits to the text of a recruitment announcement supplied by public safety consultants. I invite a motion to approve that text as edited by the search committee.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Renee seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Unanimous. I invite a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. We don't. take public comment.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning?
9 o'clock is good.
All in favor?
Oh.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.